All right, let's open the file on one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. We're talking, of course, about the disappearance of the legendary Amber Room. Our investigation starts right here. Picture the scene. It's 1945, in the smoldering ruins of what was once the German city of Königsberg. In the absolute chaos of the war's final days, a masterpiece of unimaginable value just vanished.
Now, to really wrap your head around this crime, you have to understand the prize. This wasn't just some stolen painting, this was the Amber Room. I mean, can you imagine walking into a room that literally glows? This was a space so magnificent, so breathtakingly beautiful, that for centuries people actually called it the eighth wonder of the world.
Okay, let's break this down. It was an absolute pinnacle of Baroque design, crafted by some of the greatest German and Danish masters of the era. We're talking over 13,000 pounds of amber, all intricately carved and backed with gold leaf and mirrors. It would have shimmered and glowed like fire in the candlelight. Just incredible.
So, what's a one-of-a-kind treasure like this worth? Well, honestly, it's priceless. But just to give you an idea, modern estimates put its value at over $500 million. This wasn't just a theft, it's one of the biggest art heists in all of human history.
But here's the thing. The Amber Room wasn't just a work of art. To really get its importance, you have to look at its origin story, because it was a powerful political symbol that actually helped shape European history.
So the room's journey actually starts in Prussia, designed for a palace in Berlin, but its destiny was somewhere else entirely. In 1716, it was carefully packed up and sent on a trip that would tie together the fates of two massive European empires forever.
And this is the crucial point. The Amber Room was pure diplomacy. The Prussian king gifted it to Tsar Peter the Great to seal an alliance. They had a common enemy, Sweden, and this incredible treasure was the handshake, the physical proof of their friendship and military pact.
But the irony is just staggering. 2 centuries later, this perfect symbol of friendship would become a casualty of Europe's most brutal conflict. Its meaning was completely flipped, from a token of alliance to a spoil of war.
Flash forward to 1941. The Nazis are invading the Soviet Union. Curators at the Catherine Palace, where the room was installed, are in a panic. They tried to take it apart to save it, but after 200 years, the amber had become incredibly fragile. It started to crumble in their hands. Their only choice was to try and hide it behind wallpaper, a pretty desperate move. And just like that, the room's identity was shattered. What was once this celebrated diplomatic gift, a symbol of alliance, became nothing more than war loot. German soldiers tore the entire thing down in just 36 hours and shipped it all the way back to Germany, to Königsberg Castle.
So, let's put on our investigator hats. It's 1945. The last confirmed sighting of the Amber Room is Königsberg Castle, and it's right here, in the smoke and rubble of a ruined city, that the trail goes completely cold.
You have to understand, the last few months of the war were just apocalyptic for Königsberg. First, it was firebombed by the British. Then, the advancing Red Army shelled it into dust. This kind of total chaos was the perfect cover for a priceless treasure, supposedly packed in crates in the castle basement, to just vanish.
So after the war, the Soviets launched their own investigation. And the official conclusion, well, it was pretty grim. The head investigator, Alexander Brusov, basically said that all the evidence pointed to one thing. The room was destroyed in the fires during the final battle. Case closed, or was it?
Because, an official report is never enough to kill a legend like this one. For decades, a whole host of conflicting theories, strange eyewitness accounts, and obsessive treasure hunters have kept this mystery burning bright.
Okay, so let's run through the main leads. The simplest theory is that it burned in the castle, which is backed up by some eyewitnesses and a few mosaic fragments found in the rubble. But then you have the more exciting theories, that it was secretly loaded onto a ship that sank in the Baltic, or that it's still out there, hidden in a flooded German mine or a secret Nazi bunker. People have looked everywhere and found nothing.
And here's where the case gets a massive curveball. In 1968, the Soviets decided to just demolish what was left of Königsberg Castle. They flattened the primary crime scene. You can imagine what that did for conspiracy theories. Suddenly, everyone was thinking the Soviets must have found it themselves and were hiding it.
So while the fate of the original room is still one of history's greatest cold cases, the story doesn't just stop there, in the ruins of 1945. The legend of the Amber Room was way too powerful to just let it die. Get this, starting in 1979,
an incredible team of artisans spent 24 years bringing the legend back to life. They worked off of old black and white photos. They literally had to relearn the lost art of carving amber on this scale. It was a monumental effort.
And here's where the story comes full circle in this really beautiful way. The final push to finish the project was paid for by a donation from a German company. The room that started as a symbol of a Russo-Prussian alliance was reborn as a modern symbol of Russian-German friendship and cooperation.
And that's what we're left with. An absolutely stunning masterpiece was recreated for the entire world to see and admire. But it still leaves you with that one final nagging question. Does the original still exist somewhere, packed away in the dark, a silent witness to history? For now, we're closing the file, but the mystery is still very much open.